And now I'm going to add approximately 10 drops to A1, A2, A3, and A4. I'm going to go across my testing tray and add sodium carbonate to each one of those. And you want to write down, if you see a solid forming, then you write PPT. Okay, that's a precipitate. If you do not see anything forming, then you want to keep it no change, no reaction in R. Okay, so 10 drops to A1. So you can see inside of it, something has been formed. So that's what you're looking at, that's a solid that's forming. It's something kind of like jelly, like a jello. So it's a solid there. Okay, so now we'll add it to the next one, to B2. Okay, and you can see what happened there. Now to A3, sorry, we're going across to A. That was A2, now this is A3. And you can see what happened there. And now for A4, it's hard to show you when I'm adding at the same time. And you can see there is a little something in that one. So this is A1, A2, A3, and A4. Now I'm going to go across and do the same thing, but for the B row. So I'm going to add to B1, B2, B3, and B4, I'm going to add sodium sulfate. And you want to look for the same thing. If there's a solid, write PPT. If there's no reaction, you want to write NR. Okay, so for B1, now to B2, to B3, so you can see B3 did have a change, and now B4, and you can see there's a quite dramatic change in B4. Okay, so once again, this is adding sodium sulfate to each one of the containers. So there's B1, B2, B3, and B4. And just remember which ones were added. So added to the one row was magnesium chloride, the second row was calcium chloride, the third row is strontium chloride, and the fourth row is the barium chloride. Now I'm going to add a different chemical to the C row. So this is going to be potassium iodate. And so once again, adding it to the magnesium chloride, the calcium chloride, strontium chloride, and the barium chloride. Sorry, I need to grab a new pipette because that one's not grabbing my liquid. Okay, so C1. Okay, there's what happened with C1. Now C2. I made some bubbles on that one, so sorry, those are my bubbles I made from my pipette. This pipette's giving me bubbles, so neither one of these pipettes is optimal, but it's okay. C3. Okay, you can see C4. And what's happening with C4. Okay, so once again, this is adding potassium iodide to each one. So there's C1, C2, that bubble was created by me, C3, and C4. So please add your observations to the diagram just write a little text box inside each one to show how it reacted. Okay, and so now we'll move on to part 2 in the next video.